This is day 331 of the Arukh HaShulchan OC. If you would like to sponsor an upcoming shir or more of the Arukh HaShulchan OC, please contact me directly. It would be very greatly appreciated. Today we are doing Siman Reish Lamed Vav Sif Daled to Siman Reish Lamed Vav Sif Yud. So, Daled, Bracha Shnia, the second bracha, Avas Olam. Even place where, as Ashkenaz's custom is to say in the morning Ava Rabba, the Komkom Barbas Omrim Avas Olam. Nevertheless, at night we say Avas Olam. This is Takana of the Goinim. Vomrim Ba'avoscha Tasir. May your love not be removed. May you not remove your love. May your love not be removed. Begira, so we show the primary gear says Avoscha Al Tasir. Baruch this bracha does not begin with the Baruch Atah Hashem, because it's a bracha adjacent to the previous one. And so the brachas which are after Shema are not don't open the Baruch because they're smuchal chaber to the brachas before Shema. It's just like it's just like in the morning. The Kriya Shema lo haviyah say the Kriya Shema is not an interruption in the continuity of the brachas. And Emes Hamud, you sign of the bracha Gal Yisrael v'lo Goel Yisrael in the past tense, not in the present tense. The kan can feel like you do Shmones, right? The kan l'shavakar, because here it's going on the historical gula at the time it's Yis Mitzrayim. Kamar b'yanim sim mitzrayim das oches b'marvis melech tzur Yisrael v'golo. Those who say the bracha melech tzur Yisrael v'golo ein das chachamim nochim. This is not the appropriate thing to do when chachamim are not pleased with them. Those who justify the custom come mal only because prepared to tukah why we should get into difficult straits. And marvis here he means not arvis. I was wondering about that. Marvis means in the puthin, which are added on to the davening on Yontif, which most people don't do anymore. So the Ma'aravis, which is the pute for, I guess, Yontif night, some people, and Melech Tzur Yisrael v'Golo, and Arukh HaShulchan OC Melech Tzur Yisrael v'Golo, instead of Goel Yisrael, and he said Goel Yisrael, sorry, and he says Baruch Hashem. Most places have discarded that custom, and they say Goel Yisrael also when they're saying the Piyutim and the Ma'arvis of Yontif. Hey, Bracha Shnia Shal Kriya Shema, the second bracha is after Shema, and Yashkivenu, Chosim Shomer Samo Yisrael Ad. Hashem preserves the nation of Israel forever. There's an S in there. Mishnah Berurah says that you say Shomer Amo Yisrael Ad without the S. And that is the nusach of the Arukh HaShulchan in subsequent sifim, Yud Beis and Yud Dalet, so and other places. So perhaps this is just a typo. So be Shomer Amo Yisrael Lo'ad. They Shalai Tzircha Shimur, because nighttime requires a preservation, safeguarding, meaning mazikin from harmful forces. That even in Marv, you have to be some cool tefillah. So Bion says, who is a person who is a person of the world to come. Is the person who links the Geula of Marib to the Tefillah of Marib. So if that's the case, how can you interrupt between the Brach of Goyson and Shemesi with Ashkivenu? Omnam came to Rabbanan Lomar, Zeh Havikula Rithlas. So Rabbanan instituted, and they're the masters of Tefillah, so therefore it's considered to be an extended Gula. Tiknu Lomar Pasuk according to Tefillah, Hashem Society Talk, just like Pasuk Hashem Society Talk, which they enacted before Shmoneh, is not an interruption between the Gula and Tefillah. But also Ashkemenu is connected to the Gula. Because when Hashem went to destroy the Egyptians, the Jews were in trepidation. But he was spouting that the destroying forces should not be allowed into their houses when you go to damage them. The connected also tefillah corresponding to that tefillah which they said in Mitzrayim. They made, they're going to say, let us lay down to sleep in peace. So it also is a part of the geula. Before you finish the bracha, omrim ushmor tzeisenu v'chulei kadesh shetei me'ena chasima samal chasima. We say shmor tzeisenu, etc., because that makes gives us a nusach which is like the chasima, shoramo yisalad, like the signature, immediately before the signature, which is the proper structure of a bracha. V'asfardim esaimim, the nusach svardim, the end kikel shomeinu matzenu oto, because you are the God who safeguards us and saves us. V'zeh yoser tov. Wow. So this is the nusach of the Sfardim over the Ashkenazim here. One that he actually did it himself. The v'shomer he tefillah, because v'shmor tzisem elchem v'shomer yatav yaralam is a bakosha, tefillah. And Abu Shomer Amo Yisrael have a haftacha. But the end of the bracha chasima is Shomer Amo Yisrael, which is a promise. So the bakosha and the haftacha, they don't jibe. But if the kikel Shomer Masen Ota, that's also a haftacha. So therefore, in Gam kikel Shomer have a Gam haftacha, and therefore they jibe and they work together much better. Interesting. Okay, Vav b'inyan chesi psukim. In terms of the 18 psukim of Baruch Hashem Le'olam Amen V'Amen U'Berachas Yiranenu and the bracha which follows them Yiranenu Sh'Onim Mosvim, which we add, not everybody of course, but obviously in Arukh HaShulchan's Kila they did. I saw them different reasons. We who say Yiranenu other psukim Ka'achar Shkibenu Nira Ho'il Tekilu Rabbanan. It seems that since Rabbanan instituted it, have like a gula richta. So that too is part of the gula richta. Tiknu amar ze betoch kach is ba chavero gamhu. They put it in order that his friends who came late should be able to catch up. So therefore they won't leave shul until everybody is finished. Also those psukim 18 mentions of the Shem Hashem. Once they enacted the same psukim, they also enacted another bracha. Rosh for a different reason, the masses, interestingly, because of the days of yore, their shuls were in the fields. And therefore, they were afraid to remain there until after Marav when it be dark. And they have the institute to say these brothers have 80 mentions of God's name. Keneged, Keneged Chulei, corresponding to Shemon Esrei. Tiru Achar Birchas Yiranenu B'Kadish, and they instituted Birchas Yiranenu B'Kadish, and that was it. They didn't have a Shemon Esrei because we keep them too late. They did have a lot of Kavanim. The Shemon Esrei probably took much longer than ours did. So this is in lieu of Shemon Esrei by Marav. Even though we dive in Marav and Shul as well, Loni's Bata Minag Arisha. The old minhag has not fallen by the wayside. The initially when Tfilas Arvis was optional, they would say these psukim, and they would sign them off with Yiranenu, or Kaddish, and they would say Kaddish and go home. Not because they're afraid, but because Tfilas Arvis was optional. And then afterwards, even though it became mandatory, Nishar, the old minhag remained. So since it was made initially to be in lieu of tefillah, therefore, lo mikri hafsaka, it's not called interruption. Ches, b'yoreli, this seems to me, they all had the same idea in mind. Meaning that if not, for the fact that the service was optional, were there not the cause of the fear to remain in shul outside in the fields, they wouldn't have come on to this Baruch Hashem Le'olam. I became a true reshus, but since it was optional, also this factor of the fear. He saw a fear, they became more lenient by davening. But on the other hand, it was a difficult thing for them just to not daven at all. But no, it's not to say anything in Lushmones, right? So they came to this kind of compromise. And some people daven Shmones, and despite the fear, or even though it was a reshus. That was just wrote that in that time his friend will be able to daven also. By the time that these people say the psukim, so this person will finish his tefillah. Rosh writes the ikar takana because of the fear. Because it's optional and you need both reasons. Evidently, I'm not sure it means each one required two reasons because it doesn't sound that way, or you need both the reasons of Mitnei Yira and Mishum Rishus, so otherwise you couldn't do it. I guess that's what they're saying. Tamir Rabbi Yonah hold since there's Yira and it was Rishus, so therefore you can get away with less. Probably that's what he's saying. But name it after this takana became widespread. Nasa takana kavul came a permanent takana. Ukula gula richtadan became like an extended gula. Psukim eliyesh arbei minyan gula, and this psukim there's a lot about redemption. Chayreinu because hamelch bichvado akomi agula the yireinu and hamelch bichvado tamini mochalenu. L'olam boy, that's also about redemption. Chayna kaddish yikoral gula sida, and kaddish is also about the eventual redemption. Shows he's gadal he's kadash shmeis of shreisbar, because then his name will become greater and sanctified. Ubefrat lomrim biyatzmak brukone bikar mashiche shezeu ikar gula. So you could be yatzmak brukone. Prime that mama should focus directly on gula. Can I feel as far as ain't rim psukim el? You know, as far as don't say yurei nenu. Come kaddish sherman they say kaddish ikar gula, because kaddish is the primary thing about gula. Can after mitchil nit kaddish shu psukim elu. Now, interesting. According to those who showing him the Rosh and the Yerbein Yana, the Kaddish we had before Shemon Esrei was really made for Yirei Nenu, to end the davening. So why do we say Kaddish? So, sorry, why the Spartan say Kaddish and they never said Yirei Nenu? So, Yisai Shalom Psukim Elu, starting with Hashem Psukim Elu, come Kaddish Shemon, they say Kaddish, they should Kaddish Ikar Gula, V'lechein, Ashim Tchil Nitcha Kaddish Shul Psukim Elu, so every Kaddish Nitchel made for this Psukim, Rosh Kasser Rosh Talmidei Rabbeinu Yonah. For Raya Shul B'Shachris like a Kaddish Shachar Gal Yisrael, the evidence of that is that in Shachris there is no Kaddish after Gal Yisrael, so it must be that it's because of Yirei Nenu that this Kaddish appears here in davening. Okay, as far as Shlo No Psukim Elu Amar Kaddish Gamken, so as far as Shlomo said the Kaddish, come nevertheless in maybe Lushos or Shal Kaddish, because the holiness of Kaddish. Nei Shu Ikar Gula, because it's the primary tefillah we have about the Gula. Yishar Kaddish Gamel as far as the Kaddish we made also by the Sfarim. In brackets, so Rosh says Pele for Rambam Sheberek Al Kriyashma. So for example, Loiska Rak Shtei Brachos Al Kriyashma. He only mentions two brachos in the halachas. We say that tefillah is called psukim, but in his siddur he mentions all the psukim of Yirei Nenu. Ayin Shom. I'm sorry, V'Yirei Nenu. Also Yirei Nenu. See there. Loiska Ma'ayin Ba Takona. So he doesn't mention where this Takona came from. But it's a Kaddish Loiska Cloud. Ayin Shom. He doesn't mention Kaddish at all. Very strange. Test. L'chein b'Shabbos Yom Tovim. Everyone Shabbos Yom Tov Lo Nagul Lomar El Psukim. There's no custom to say these Psukim. Mipnei She'ein Mispah Milches Brachos, because they don't daven Shemon Esrei. Gam Behem Lo Yisrael Yira Kol Kach L'Shabbos. That's most Shomer Yisrael. So we're so for any Shabbos, because Shabbos is Shomer Yisrael, preserves Israel. Gam Yishmakdim Lo Zman Tefillah Bod Yom, also because they davened earlier, Bod Yom, but still daylight in order to for Tosef Shabbos. So Lo Yireim Hakol Yishor Sham. Nobody, not everybody was afraid to remain in the fields. Ba'afa B'Shiras Avos Tiknu Itnei Az Mazikim. Even though the Kosher Zam Simen Samachas, even though the bracha of Avos after Shemona Esrei on Friday night has to do with Mazikin, it seems that Shabbos is not necessarily Shomer in of itself. Nevertheless, to add on Baruch Hashem, no, they weren't concerned. They're also concerned for the Tircha de Tzibura. Baruch Hashem, fascinating. Nevertheless, the Kaddish made is a weekday in the time should be honored because the reason we gave. Shakadish Havi Ikar Geula. The Kaddish is primary part of Geula. Psukim Shomrim B'Shabbos V'Shomru. The Psukim which you say on Shabbos, again, some of us, not all of us. V'Shomru and Yom Tov by Daber Moshe. Rosh Hashanah Tiku. V'Yom Kippurim Ki B'Yom Hazeh V'Gomer. Lo Yadanu Matzai Nitzkanu. We don't know when they were instituted. These barbers, this is Yadish Ram saying race Sam of Zion. There's a shame we should get to there. Yud Kasser Vein Ramah. Ra'isi Medaktigim Nagu La Mog Shomrim Yud Ches Tov Shorach Hashem Liolam Amen B'Amen. I do not know there's such a minute. There's a minute for people to stand here. Baruch Hashem Liolam Amen B'Amen. A minute Yofu. It's a nice minute. Kinit Kenu Makom Tefillah Shmoneh because it's instituted in Lu Shmoneh. Akein Ro'el HaMoben K'mo B'Tefillah Kal Shana. Therefore, it's proper stand during them. Akein Ro'el HaMoben Avo Rabbi Chokim. But many people argue. So the Yosef Tov L'Shem hold it's better to sit. It's interesting. Mishabura Bishar Tziyun says that at least if you're standing, you shouldn't stand right opposite the wall, which looks like you're having Shmoneh Esrei, because then it looks like mechaving to be Yosef with Baruch Hashem L'Olam l'chiyuv Shmoneh Esrei. Fascinating. Okay. So back to Shulchan, that it's more better to sit. Shelo Yomru, that people should not say that. Obviously, the turning page of the issue of the Mishabura applies. Shebizay Yotzim B'day Tefillah Shmoneh Esrei, they bring Yotzim Shmoneh Esrei with this. B'chein Nog Marshal to sit, B'gam Mariel, Kosam Yishev Chatzi Kaddish, he writes to sit till Chatzi Kaddish. A bracket says here, B'chein Osam Magen Avram, Shem Matan Moshe, U'magal Bukos Kosav D'chein Hu Al Pi Kabbalah. Sit down is required based on Kabbalah. Kosam Magen Avram, Shem Mispalim Atzibur Mikodem Shmoneh Esrei, B'dam Zul Tzibur for Shmoneh Esrei, and then Chagam Mispal Kriya Shema B'Rel Sak Moshe Yisbar. And then he says, afterwards, Krishma's brothers, as we shall see scenarios later on. You see, the Gimel does Yochel Omar Psukim Elmur, then he can say his Psukim standing up. Yaf. Ipska Yechasa. The Gambar Circus Mo Gula Tefillah. As he mentioned, it was my mind, we have to make a juxtaposed Gula Tefillah, Rabbi Yechanan, Techein Pasko Rifa, Rambam, Varosh, Vatur, Shulchan Aruch. Sel Rambam, so Rambam writes, Tefillah Sa Erev, in the evening prayer, Kori Kriya Shema, Uvorav Marei Achorel, you may read Shema, and you make a bracha before and after. The summer Gula Tefillah, and you juxtapose the Gula Tefillah, Mispal Yudad Mechule Ad Kan L'Shona. Vein L'Shol Ken asking Cain, Ech Kos HaPer Gimel Den Din Zayin, how do Rambam write elsewhere, V'yesh L'Spal Tefillah Arbi Shalei Shabbos Erev Shabbos, that a person could dive in the Marav of Friday night, and on Friday afternoon, before the sun sets. Shabbos b'Shabbos. Came down the Arv of Motzi, the Marav of Motzi Shabbos on Shabbos. The Fisher Tfilas Arvis Rishus, because Tfilas Shabbos is optional. And B'dakim B'zman, we're not meticulous about its time. Vachi Kriya Shema B'zman, Achar Tzeis L'chol, Ad Kal L'Shona. As long as you read Shema after Tzeis. So that's the end of the quote for the Rambam. Became Lo Yismo Go L'Tfilah. That's the case. You're not going to be soimek to be loose to because the way the pressure on the Rambam is down to the Shmoneh Esrei and the Kriya Shema the brachos later on. Be'emes the Ravid needs to go sometimes. In fact, the Ravid challenges the Rambam at this point because the Eimal Sos Keri El Rud Tzorech Shah. Ayin Shem Elidus of its extenuating circumstances. The Yishlamer could say the Rambam is feeling Davkuk Sheigi Azman Kriya Shema. He said Rambam is specific Azman Kriya Shema is a ride. So then there's an obligation to be Samikul Tefillah. Avolok Shaloik is my time, but not when the time of Shema has not yet come. In other words, Samikul Tefillah is a din if it's the din of Shema, if it's the time of Shema. But the time of Shema has not come, so then there's no Samikul Tefillah is not a factor. Avolok Shaloik is my time. And one of the great ones, the Shagas, I wrote this as well. It was clarified that earlier on Shabbos it's not as essential to be Samekul Tefillah. I'm sorry, this by Im Gambish, yeah, if you have to be Samekul Tefillah, but Ikar Diva Rabbeinu B'Sesham Sirah called in Chiluk. Primary halacha is you do have to do it. The Gam B'Shas Yom to be a Shchil L'Smoke L'Tefillah. Also on Shabbos, the Chil L'Smoke L'Tefillah. V'chein Chiyah Shagas Aryeh. It says the back of the same thing, and we will see more about this in Yirtzeh Hashem next time.